Imagine a world where the stars twinkling in the night sky suddenly vanished. That's exactly what happened in the magical land of Equestria. Join Sparklehoof, the bravest unicorn, on an incredible adventure to find the lost Shimmering Starlight and bring brightness back to her home. Deep in the heart of Equestria, nestled within a shimmering forest, lived a cheerful unicorn named Sparklehoof. She wasn't just any unicorn. She was known far and wide for her sparkling courage and a heart as big as the enchanted woods she called home. Her days were usually filled with laughter, exploring sun-dappled meadows and sliding down rainbows with her friends. But one evening, something was terribly wrong. As dusk fell, the familiar, comforting twinkle of the stars failed to appear. One by one, the constellations faded, plunging Equestria into an unfamiliar and eerie darkness. A deep shadow fell over the land, and a hush came over the usually vibrant forest. The magical creatures felt a chill of worry. The starlight wasn't just for beauty, it was the very heartbeat of their world's magic. Perched on the highest branch of an ancient oak tree, Professor Hoot, the wisest owl in all of Equestria, watched with grave concern. His large, round eyes, which had seen countless seasons pass, now held a deep worry. He knew what this meant. He swooped down silently, his wings barely making a sound, and landed before Sparklehoof. In his deep, resonant voice, he shared an ancient legend, a story almost forgotten of a time when the starlight was stolen and hidden away, and how only a hero with a pure heart and unwavering bravery could bring it back. He explained that the very magic of their world was dimming with the stars. Equestria needed a hero, and Professor Hoot believed that hero was Sparklehoof. Without a moment's hesitation, Sparklehoof's bright eyes shone with determination. The thought of her home losing its sparkle was unbearable. She bravely accepted the quest. Professor Hoot gave her a small, magical compass, its needle glowing faintly, always pointing towards the direction of the lost starlight. With a heart full of hope and a promise to her friends and family, she prepared to set off on the most important journey of her life. Her first steps took her to the edge of the Whispering Woods, a place known for its tricky, ever-changing paths. The darkness was thick here, and even Sparklehoof's brave heart felt a flicker of doubt. Just then, a tiny, brilliant light bobbed in front of her. It was Flicker, a firefly known for being a bit timid, but also the fastest and most knowledgeable guide of the woods. He had heard of Sparklehoof's quest and, despite his fear, offered to light her way. Sparklehoof was overjoyed to have her first companion. Their first test came quickly, a confusing maze of giant, glowing mushrooms that pulsed with disorienting light. Flicker, with his swift movements, zipped ahead, mapping out the safe route, while Sparklehoof used her gentle magic to calm the pulsating lights, allowing them to pass through. They had overcome their first challenge, not just with magic or speed, but with teamwork. As they ventured deeper, the path grew more challenging. The air grew damp, and the sound of rushing water echoed through the trees. They soon came across a wide, shimmering river that blocked their path. On a large, moss-covered rock in the middle of the river sat a grumpy troll, guarding a rickety-looking bridge. He grumbled that no one could pass without solving his riddle, a riddle no one had ever solved before. Just as Sparklehoof and Flicker were pondering what to do, a chattering sound came from the branches above. A little squirrel with a mischievous glint in her eye and a bag full of nuts and shiny objects scurried down the tree. Problems? She chittered. This was Glimmer, a resourceful little creature who loved collecting things and solving puzzles. She had been following them, intrigued by their adventure. Before Sparklehoof could even explain, Glimmer noticed the troll looked not just grumpy, but also hungry. She scurried into her bag and pulled out the shiniest, most perfect acorn the troll had ever seen. His grumpy face immediately softened. He took the acorn, munched on it happily, and with a wave of his hand, let them cross the bridge, no riddle required. Glimmer, delighted by the excitement, officially joined the team. Sparklehoof learned that sometimes the best solution isn't the most complicated one. With her new friend, they felt stronger than ever, ready for whatever lay ahead, unaware that the biggest challenge was just around the corner. The magical compass glowed brighter and brighter, leading them out of the woods and towards the base of a towering mountain. Carved into the mountainside was the entrance to the legendary Crystal Caves, a place whispered about in stories, where the starlight was rumored to be hidden. The air at the entrance hummed with ancient, powerful magic. This was it, the heart of their quest. Stepping inside, they were greeted by an awe-inspiring sight. The cave walls were lined with massive crystals of every color, each one pulsing with a soft, inner light. But the path forward was blocked by a colossal stone door, covered in ancient symbols. A riddle was etched into the center. I have no voice, but I tell all stories. I have no body, but I travel all lands. I bring light, but have no flame. What am I? Sparklehoof, Flicker, and Glimmer stood before their greatest challenge yet. They knew they had to combine their unique strengths to solve it. Glimmer, with her sharp eyes, noticed some symbols were shaped like things from the world outside a book, a map, a candle. Flicker, with his ability to light up specific areas, illuminated the symbols in the order Glimmer suggested, based on the story of their journey so far. Finally, Sparklehoof realized the answer. It wasn't a physical object, but an idea. Knowledge! She exclaimed. As she spoke the word, her horn glowed brightly, and the stone door rumbled open, revealing a hidden chamber. There, in the center, was a single, pulsating crystal containing all the shimmering starlight of Equestria. It was beautiful, but its light was weak and flickering, almost extinguished. They had found it, but now they had to figure out how to restore its magic. The air in the chamber was heavy with fading magic. The captured starlight pulsed weakly, a sad echo of its former brilliance. An inscription on the crystal's pedestal read, "Light is not taken, but shared. A selfless heart is the truest key." Sparklehoof understood. It wasn't about power or a magic spell. It was about kindness and bravery. She looked at her friends. Flicker, who had overcome his fear to light the way. Glimmer, who had used her cleverness to help others. And herself, who had found courage she never knew she had. Together, they had shown the very qualities the inscription spoke of. Sparklehoof stepped forward and gently touched her horn to the crystal. She didn't try to command it or take its power. Instead, she thought of her love for her home, the courage of her friends, and the joy of helping others. She poured all her hope and kindness into that single touch. Flicker and Glimmer joined in, placing a paw and a tiny glowing leg on the crystal, adding their own friendship and bravery to the mix. In that moment, a brilliant warmth spread from their touch. The starlight inside the crystal began to glow, brighter and brighter, until it erupted in a dazzling, silent explosion of light. A powerful, gentle wave burst forth from the cave, soaring into the sky. Across Equestria, every creature looked up as, one by one, the stars reappeared, twinkling more brilliantly than ever before. The world was bathed in a soft, silvery glow, and the magic of the land returned, stronger and more vibrant. Back in the cave, Sparklehoof, Flicker, and Glimmer watched in awe. A huge celebration erupted when they returned home. There was music, dancing, and laughter that echoed through the newly brightened forest. Sparklehoof was hailed as a hero, but she knew she couldn't have done it alone. It was their combined courage, cleverness, and most importantly, their friendship that saved the day. They learned that the brightest light of all comes from a kind heart and the courage to help others. And so, under the beautifully restored starry sky, the friends celebrated, their hearts full of joy and light.